In this video, I'll guide you through how to create a simple audio fade out using keyframes. We'll be working with an audio layer and adjusting its levels over time, so the sound gradually fades to silence instead of cutting off abruptly. This is a small detail, but it makes your edits feel much more polished and professional. First, make sure you've selected the audio layer you want to work with in your timeline. This is important because any changes you make need to be applied to the correct layer. If you have multiple audio clips, take a moment to click on the one you want to fade out so it's clearly highlighted. Now, a common shortcut people use for visual layers is the T key, which opens opacity. But for audio, opacity doesn't control volume. Instead, we'll be working with audio levels. So rather than relying on the T shortcut, look for the audio levels property in your audio layers settings. You can usually find it by twirling down the layer's properties until you see audio, then audio levels. This is the control that actually affects how loud or quiet your audio is. Next, move the playhead to the point in time where you want the fade out to begin. This might be near the end of a clip, just before a transition, or wherever it feels natural in your project. At this point, set your audio levels to 0 dB if they aren't already there. 0 decibels generally means the audio is playing at its original recorded volume without being boosted or reduced. With the playhead in position, enable keyframing on the audio levels property. This will create a keyframe at that moment, locking in the starting volume for your fade. Now move forward in time to where you want the fade out to end. This could be a short distance for a quick fade or several seconds for a more gradual cinematic fade. With the playhead at this new position, reduce the audio levels to around minus 48 decibels. At this level, the audio will be effectively silent. When you change this value, a new keyframe is automatically created, marking the end of your fade. Between these two keyframes, the audio will smoothly fade out from full volume at 0 dB down to silence at around minus 48 dB. If you play back this section of your timeline, you should hear the sound getting gradually quieter until it disappears. If the fade feels too abrupt, simply drag the second keyframe further away in time to stretch out the fade. If it feels too long, move the keyframes closer together. You can also fine-tune the exact dB values if you want the audio to end slightly quieter or slightly louder. That's all you need to create a clean audio fade out. Select your audio layer, set a starting keyframe at 0 dB, move forward, lower the